Hi everyone, welcome to another time-lapse video. Now this video is created from the full-length tutorial that I have made specially for my Patreon supporters. So if you want to watch the full tutorial, you can support me on Patreon. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can pledge a certain dollar amount to help out artists. For example, when you support me, it helps me to create more videos like this. Creating a video like this, the one that you're currently watching, this one took me around 3 hours to 4 hours. It includes the sketching, the watercolor part, and then I have to edit it and also do the voiceover that you are hearing right now. So it takes a lot of effort, and if you want to support me, you can do so on my Patreon page, or you can wait until I finish recording all the tutorials from the Sketching Ho Chi Minh series, and I will release that on Gumroad. You can get that on Gumroad as a full bundle. Now, one of the advantages of supporting me on Patreon is you get to watch all the past tutorials that I have ever recorded. All those are on my Patreon page. So I think that's a pretty good deal. Alright, on to this sketch. This is a sketch of Ho Chi Minh City from the Saigon sky deck. And in this case, I sketched from a reference photograph because the sketchbook that I'm using is a softcover sketchbook. And it's very difficult to sketch on a softcover sketchbook when there are no seats around. You have to stand and hold the sketchbook and sketch. It's very difficult. The main reason why I did not sketch on location is because I was on holiday. I wanted to spend more time with my wife. So I took a lot of reference photos instead of sketching. And when I came back to Singapore, I had the idea of creating a series of tutorials based on those reference photos. So I thought it was actually quite a good idea because it would have been impossible for me to sketch at all the locations that I want to visit because I only went there for a 5-day 4-night, and to make so many tutorials there, it's just not possible given the time that I have. So I decided to just enjoy my holiday, spend time with my wife, and then come back home to create all these tutorials. So in this particular tutorial, I will be talking about how you can sketch the city skyline. For example, how you can check to make sure that your perspective is correct, how to find the vanishing point of all the buildings, basically how to sketch such a complicated scene. When drawing a complicated scene like this, it takes me a lot of time. You may think that it's beyond your ability to draw such a scene, but I'm going to tell you that that is not true. Whether or not you can draw such a scene like this, it really depends on how much time you want to spend. If you already know the basics of drawing, it really comes down to how much time you want to spend, because when you look at a scene like this, there are a lot of subjects in the scene. So to draw each subject, if you just isolate a subject down to its most simple part, maybe you just want to draw one single building, I'm pretty sure you can draw a single building. So to draw multiple buildings, you just need to spend more time. But drawing such a scene like this, if you want to include everything, it does require some sort of planning. So for this particular sketch, I started by drawing the largest object first. You may have heard me mentioning this in other tutorials, but I'm going to mention it today again. I draw the largest object first, which is the skyscraper on the left side. When I'm able to fit the largest object onto the page, I will be able to fit all the smaller objects, because once you fit the largest one in, there's absolutely no problem to fit the smaller subjects in. And for this particular sketch, I started from the left to the right. I didn't really pay attention to the composition or how much I want to include. I just make sure that the largest building is inside, and then I draw from the left to the right. Whatever scene that I'm not able to fit onto the page, I just leave it out. So I just basically just crop it out, for example. But since you're drawing from a high elevation, when you're drawing cityscapes like this, you will be able to fit in a lot of things. In this part of the tutorial, I'm using watercolor to color the sketch. I only use a few colors like cerulean blue chromium. For the sky, I use French ultramarine for the dark shadows. I use a red. I use some orange for the sky as well, and also for the main skyscraper. I use the orange mixed with the red to give me a very bright, intense color. And for the shadow areas, for the neutral tones, it's basically just a mixture of yellow, red, and blue. The blue would be cerulean blue. I like to use cerulean blue sometimes because it just produces such a beautiful neutral and gray tone, and it's very nice. It also is a granulating paint, so you can see very beautiful textures. So this is the completed sketch. You can see the sky, it has some granulating texture because of the cerulean blue, and then it blends into the sunset color, a very soft orange color, and then it moves on to the cityscape. The buildings in the far distance, I only use dots to represent them, and for buildings nearer to me, I draw them in greater detail. When I look at a sketch like this, it really brings back the memories of me visiting the place, and for that, I think I have accomplished what I wanted out of the sketch. So that's why I prefer sketching instead of taking photographs, because I can remember the place better. Here's a closer look at the sketch. So this is just pen, ink, and watercolor. These are the buildings at the back. I just use some very simple scribbles to give an impression that these are buildings. And at the top there, I use some white gouache. We're almost at the end of this video. If you want to watch the full tutorial, you can support me on my Patreon page, or you can wait until I finish recording all the tutorials in this Sketching Ho Chi Minh series, and I will release that video bundle on my gumroad.com webpage. Ideally, I would like to release these tutorials for free on YouTube, but I also want to make a living. I do not make a lot of money from YouTube. If you look at the videos that I put out, like those sketching tutorials that I put out in the past, every 1,000 views will give me $1. So if I were to release this tutorial on YouTube, if I get 4,000 views, I'll just earn like $4. So it's very difficult to make a living if you give out things for free. So that's why I do a combination of paid tutorials as well as free tutorials as well as sketching videos. I try to provide a lot of variety. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye. Oh, by the way, sorry for the noise in the background. There is a rubbish truck taking out rubbish, and they take forever to do that.